Hi friends, today we are going to learn about what is a partial view in MVC. A partial view in ASP.NET MVC is a view that is used to render a portion of a page which can be embedded into other views. It allows you to break down a complex view into smaller reusable components, making your code more modular and maintainable. Partial views are typically used to render a section of web page like header, footer, and a user profile that can be included in multiple places across different views. Key characteristics of partial views. Reusable. First point. You can use partial views across multiple views to avoid code duplication. Not a full view. It does not include layout, headers, footers by default. It just renders the specific part of the page you need. No independent layout. Since it's a partial portion of the page, it does not need a full layout and you don't define a layout for partial views. Render inside a full views. Partial views are generally used within other views, allowing for more modular designs. Now we'll see how to create a partial view. A partial view is a similar to regular view, but it is specially meant to be embedded into another view. It is usually placed in the views shared folder, though it can also be placed in specific controller view folders. First point is create a partial view. In your controller, you can return a partial view like this. See, we have a action result and the method name is index and it returns a partial view. So underscore partial view, this is the name which it is given, and partial view file. So now you can create a partial view by adding a file with the name prefixed by underscore partial view CSHTML. The underscore indicates a partial view. Partial view, see, this is an example of HTML file. Div is we have a header and paragraph. How to render a partial view in a parent view? So to render the partial view inside a regular view, you can use HTML.partial or HTML.renderPartial helper methods. Use HTML.partial. This method renders a partial view, returns its results as a string. So it's usually used when you need to return the result to be inserted into the parent view. So look at here, we have a HTML which is a div and header, and we are using at HTML.partial view. So we have written the which previously created partial view here, and using HTML.renderPartial view. This method writes the output directly to the response. It is faster than HTML.partial because it does not involve return a string. It is typically used when you don't need the result as a string. So look at here the example div, and we have a h2 header, and its symbol we are directly returning with open curly bracket and close curly bracket. Inside HTML dot render partial, again we have to give that partial view name. Passing data to the partial view. Just like regular views, you can pass data to partial views. You can pass model or a specific object to the partial view by using HTML.partial or HTML.renderPartial. So look at here, we have a action result called index, and that index returns new some model named John age 30, and we are returning that model to this view which is index. In the main view at the HTML.partial view, we have given partial view name and we have written with the model. This model is this one. So just remember this, in the action results, we have to use small word. In the HTML page we have to use capital M. In the partial view you can use that model dot name, this is the name, and model dot age, this is the age. We are going to print that. Partial view versus full view. Feature. Purpose. Represents a full view, represents an entire page. Partial view represents a part of page. Layout. Typically uses a layout, does not include layout. Usage. Used for entire page rendering, used for rendering reusable components. Rendering method at HTML dot view. Here we have a at HTML dot partial or at HTML dot render partial. When to use partial views? Reusable components for a section of the page that need to be reused across different views. Example, navigation menu, footer, user profile details. Modularization. When you want to break complex view into smaller, easier to manage pieces. And Ajax updates. Partial view are often used for Ajax request when you need to fetch or render part of a page dynamically without reloading the entire page. So example of using partial views for Ajax. Sometimes you might need to load update a partial view dynamically via Ajax call. See, in the controller we have action result, the method name is load partial view, and we are returning with user info partial view and model. In the HTML page we have a button, and with the idea of partial views the render section is okay. And in the script section we have a load partial button, this is the one, and we have a click function. In the click at URL action we are load partial view we are returning, and type is a get, and success is partial view container, and we are the data going to be print here. So friends, this is all about partial view in MVC. Thank you very much. Please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends.